you down now. Nowhere to hide now. You're way too shy. Let me begin, and I'm all in. The sacrifice that it's gonna take to make it worth the while. You're gonna know that I'm the truth. I don't need nothing but the room. Yeah. All it takes is you and me. Yeah. You could cross the line if you want to. Do it anytime, I don't mind. I'm feeling exactly how you feeling. Tell me what you want, I'ma be what you're dreaming of. You could cross the line if you want to. Do it anytime, I don't mind. I've been feeling exactly what you're feeling. Tell me what you want, I'ma be what you're dreaming of.
Absolutely love it, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Nikita Kering. I have goosebumps and I've thoroughly enjoyed your performance. You are extremely talented. AFRIMA winner, 19-year-old singing sensation. She's just released a song that's got over 800,000 views on YouTube.
Yeah.
And of course, how does it feel, Nikita?
It's dope. It's cool.
X, did you ever expect X to be that big?
50-50. I think everyone else expected it, but I wasn't sure 100%.
Let's get comfortable,
okay,
because we have a lot of talking to do.
Yeah.
So Nikita, you know, you said it's 50-50. You weren't too sure because, you know, sometimes you don't expect things to go viral. You don't expect things to blow out of proportion. Of course, you don't expect it to be loved that much, right?
Yeah.
But let me ask you this question. What was X about? Was it really about your ex?
I wish. No, it's not about my ex. If I chose to write about my life, I wouldn't have any songs.
Okay.
So I really would say it's just imagination. I think when you start to write a lot and it becomes like a hobby, it becomes easy to write about anything.
About anything.
No, it's not about my ex.
Okay, got it. So you've heard it. It's not about her ex. For those of you who are very sneaky and have been asking me that question, but she said it. Nikita, you've started at the age of 9. That's when you started singing. That's when your passion, you know, developed to what you have today.
Yeah.
So starting off at a very young age of 9 years old, did you always know that Nikita Kering is going to be a singer?
No, I did. By the time I was 9, I knew that that's what I wanted to do, and that was it was just my choice. Other than, of course, the fact that my folks pushed me to do it as well. I knew it in my heart that not only was I going to sing, but the name Nikita Kering needed to become just a big brand that people would gladly associate with and love. Yeah.
Just at the age of 9 years old, confidence is what we can see. Nikita, you know, I want to know about your vocal training. Have you got any sort of training? Because those notes that you hit, my girl.
Yeah, so I did. I got a lot of vocal training from, first of all, the Kenya Conservatoire of Music.
Okay.
But after that, I had a private tutor who'd come once in a while, but I just learned how to train my voice and did it alone for quite some time, and I still do it alone right now.
So you can say partially self-taught and partially trained.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'd say.
And, you know, being a musician, you need to draw inspiration from somewhere. You need to have real life experiences. You need to be able to feel emotions, to be able to portray it in your songs, which have a lot of feelings, you know?
Yeah.
Where do you get this inspiration from in terms of emotions, experiences? Like, are you an observer, or are you somebody who just gets this vibe and you go with it?
I do. I think it's a bit of both, of observing people and seeing their stories, them talking about their own exes and their own personal experiences. There's that, but again, it's just vibing. As I was telling you, when you begin to do something a lot, it becomes much easier to manipulate the craft and make it your own, and be able to customize to whatever you're feeling during the day. Yeah.
And let's talk about those awards. AFRIMA awards.
Yeah.
As in, at the age of of 17 years old. I don't think there is any African artist who's managed to attain that feat. So Nikita, did you see it coming?
No, I didn't. I didn't. To be honest, the awards are really what I look forward to. What I look forward to is the fact that now there are people here in Kenya that are gonna say at 15 that there is a chance that I'm gonna win an award at this age. I feel like it's just so beautiful for people to be inspired by it. My dream isn't to collect awards, but to more so get feedback from people who are trying to get there, or people who have gotten there, letting me know how do you feel I have impacted your life. I feel like that's the greatest reward I could ask for.
Absolutely. It's all about inspiring, you know, young girls especially. There's a lot of young talents looking up to you. People who are trying to break into the industry at a very young age. And the one message that you would like to give any young person who's trying to break it and of course debut into the singing world here in Kenya, what would you say to them?
I would say I think patience is such an important thing, and knowing yourself, it helps a lot when it comes to decision making in the industry. So I would say patience and understanding yourself and what you really want and going for it.
Yeah, going for it. And you know, it's interesting that you've mentioned that, because I've read a lot about you, and you've always spoken about your mom and how supportive she is, and how she has always been, she's had your back, right? So how does that feel? I'm sure you'd like to say a lot about what she's done for you and how she's helped you grow to who you are, and of course to reach where you've reached today. So what would you say about your mom?
She's crazy. She's crazy. She's like, I mean, she's honestly, I don't know. She's the most selfless person I've ever met. She's done so much for me, and I think the older I get, the more I get to see it, and the more I get to appreciate it. The one thing I would say is that she's so selfless, and I'm so blessed to have a mother like her. Every day I wake up and she's my biggest fan, and she's my biggest supporter, and she's the one person I can look at and say, this person will never stop supporting me. Whether I'm 50, she's still gonna believe in this dream that we have. I'm just grateful for her, honestly.
I like that you've actually said we. You've said we have this dream.
Yeah, we have this dream. I mean, today if I woke up and chose not to do music anymore, she'll still be supportive, but I know 100% that this is something she really looks forward to seeing the fruit of.
Does she give it to you, like, honestly? Sometimes when she doesn't like a song, does she tell you, or she doesn't like something that you've done?
I don't know what's wrong with her. She never doesn't like a song. Like, I always play to her and she likes every song, so I don't look to her for feedback. I really don't.
Yeah?
She's like the last person I give. She's like, yeah, here, mom, here's the song. Everyone likes it. And she's like, I like it too. For feedback, I'd rather not go to her, because she just loves everything.
She just loves her little baby girl.
But there's like some nitty-gritties that like she also points out that are musical and shock me all the time as well. So it really
is she a singer?
Depend. No, she's not, but like there's some things that sonically that she points out that are unique. So she's also a very important asset in the team, and in decision making, and in what is it called, critiquing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that you've mentioned that, because that was my next question. Who is Nikita Kering's biggest critique?
Myself.
Really?
No doubt, it's myself. I think sometimes it's just too much. It's too much also. Yeah, I would say myself 100%. And I feel like if it was not myself, I'd be worried, because then what happens when everyone else in the world is against you? What happens when the whole world is for you and loves you? Who's gonna be there to like ground you? Who's gonna be there to tell you need to improve? Sometimes you have to be your biggest critic.
I love to hear that. And maybe you can take me through the process of what it actually takes to come up with a song behind the scenes, when it comes to writing, sound production, when it comes to the vocals as well, when you're in the studio recording. How much effort goes into it? Because people don't really know the amount of time you spend, the amount of money that you spend in creating this beautiful songs that we listen to today.
People have no idea. People have no idea how much time it takes. The process is get a melody in your head, record it on my phone, send it to my producer, he creates a track, and I come and finish writing the song. That's simply how it happens.
Okay.
I also try to produce myself, so sometimes I go to my laptop, create and arrange harmonies, and either share it with him or just have them on my own. When it's studio time, then I'll be able to say this is what I want. So honestly, it's not very technical. It's more of going off each other's vibe, especially with my producer, who's amazing, so fresh. He's amazing, and he's produced all my work. I'm grateful for him for understanding me and us having good chemistry, so it's so easy to work together.
Oh, love it. Nikita, you know, it's very important to be able to understand the people that you work with. It's very important to be able to have that connection and to vibe with them, as you've said. Have you ever had any incidents where, you know, your producer, for instance, isn't really feeling something and your instinct is to go with it? So what really happens then?
So many times, honestly, like the battle I'm always having with Fresh is he's like Nikita, acha kuongeza unaribu song, and I'm like, no, I want this harmony, like the harmonies behind the X, like the like he didn't want me to add that stuff. He was like, no, leave the song as it is, it's perfect. But I was like, no, I have this crazy idea. This time you have to trust me. We're gonna spend a few more hours in this studio with you trusting me, and we just come up with, like, what does he get in return? So what he gets in return is we get to work on this other song. Like, we just feed off each other, honestly. Yeah.
It's really funny because according to me, the minute I listened to X, the only thing that got my attention immediately was that melody.
Really?
Yes, I heard it and I was like, this is great. I want to listen more and more.
Exactly. And when I went to him, I think after we had produced the song, actually I don't think I've met him since we released the song, crazy enough. But when we had just finished recording the track, which was I think like 2 months before we recorded the video or something, I went back to him and I was like, I told you this sounded good, so I guess we just have to keep allowing, because there's some things he states that then go well, so we have to trust each other. It has to be.
Yeah, trust is very important, and I trust that you're enjoying the show. Well, you can keep the feedback coming in. The hashtag is Easy Friday. If you've got any questions for Nikita, drop them on my DM comments. I've put a lot of tweets. Get in touch with us. Tell us what you'd like to, you know, hear from Nikita, and we'll ask her. We'll put her on the spot. It's very important that Nikita tells us about her musical journey and what you want to know as her biggest fans. For now, though, it's time to take it over to the other side of the studio. Call Jax, over to you.